which was controlled by her server. So it was more important than ever that when she left the State Department, she sat down with the records official, as she was required to do, and showed him the documents she had, and they came up with a determination of what was appropriate to take and what wasn't. Because you know what? Those aren't her documents. They're yours, yours, and mine, all of the viewers. They're not Hillary's. Are they yours?
An egregious situation, a dereliction of duty. So the next step would it not be, that the DOJ says, look, we're going to subpoena the servers?
Oh, I think Eric Holder's on that right now. Yeah, he's going to be very interested.
Why won't he, though?
Right before he leaves.
He doesn't care about this.
Why doesn't
You heard the
he
messaging
care?
from State. You heard the messaging from the White
care?
House. They're all like, you know, talk to State, talk to Hillary, whatever. You know, this is how we do it over the White House. No one's taking responsibility. No one cares about the American public's right to know. There's a reason they have Federal Records Act. It's so that we get to have the history intact about the Clinton years at the State Department.
It's a theft crime because they deprived us of it.
And there's a reason that we have the Federal Records Act. We're entitled to know what our government looked like, what history looked like, what the documents were, what they said, and if something important comes up like Benghazi, there's a record of it. You're not allowed to dodge our knowing, and congressional oversight, as James Carville admitted, was her goal in all of this.
Can I toss to that? Juan, do you think that Ron is right, that Democrats are scared even a little bit?
Maybe a little bit, especially in terms of the way that they've handled it, because I think people are concerned that it looks like they've allowed it to steamroll, to, gain a lot of momentum. It took her a long time to get out there and say anything about it. And when she did, she got panned not only by conservatives but by liberals in terms of the press conference, who expected her to have some kind of finality and conclusive statement about what she would say. Instead, it sort of fueled the fire at that point. I will say, again, just to pick up on what Carville was talking about, I still think it's the case that she broke no law. I think that's what all of this...
But you don't know.
We got to find a document. We got to do this. We got to do that. People are so afraid of her on the Republican side. They're just trying to tear her down.
But how do you say that? If the law says that it is a violation to willfully conceal your records...
The people at the Federal Records Act say she broke no law. What we're looking at is
listen, I'm an attorney, and Shannon Coffin is an attorney who worked in the White House, and I'm telling you, I looked at the law, and I believe there's obviously room for disagreement on this.
I don't think you broke any law, and I think that, by the way...
Based on what? I'm telling you the standard is willful concealment.
There's no willful concealment that you can prove. So, I mean, the question... I don't think there's a prosecutor in America.
How can it not be proved when she had 30,000 documents, 60,000 documents at home? You asked me a question, I'm answering it.
I'm going to finish it.
She's got all the documents on her computer. FOIA requests are coming in. Congressional demands are coming in. Litigation requests are coming in. She doesn't produce any of the documents. How is that not concealment?
It's no concealment. She said she had nothing classified, and she said
That's
even
a
worse.
Question.
She said nothing sensitive in anything that she wrote.
That's a different question. And
but I would just go on to say...
You're taking her word for it.
That doesn't matter. It's a different question.
But I'm just saying, what we heard today from Jen Psaki was no other Secretary of State ever signed this document. But it fuels your conspiracy feelings. I understand that. Because I'm all for transparency and the accuracy of history, and I think we can't set a precedent about this. It's bad.
I have no conspiracy theory. What I say is that willful concealment under the law is illegal.
What's she concealing?
We don't know.
No,
we don't
know.
Okay,
we do know. We do know. Stop that.
Stop that.
Don't buy into this unless it's classified. She's off the hook.
Right.
If she had, which we know she did, 60,000 documents, our documents on her home computer, and FOIA requests are coming in, and congressional subpoenas are coming in, and litigation demands are coming in, and she holds on to those documents and doesn't produce those to those issuing the subpoenas and to the State Department that has to be responsive, that, you could argue, is willful concealment. She never produced the documents even upon leaving. She didn't hand them back to State so that it could comply with its obligations under the law.
I think she gave back what I think she said she turned over thousands.
2 years later, Juan, how many FOIA requests, how many subpoenas, how many congressional demands came in those 6 years prior to the date she handed them over?
Greg, I promise we haven't forgotten you.
I would be glad to.
I'm thinking about what I'm eating later.
Let's move it around.
Greg, let me ask.